ESP. As always, I'm your host, Josh, and this episode is brought to you by two sponsors. We're growing, people. We're growing. Uh, so the first sponsor is brought to you by Great Lakes Discs. Whether you're looking for cool new gear or your new favorite disc, Great Lake Discs will have you hooked up. Go visit them with the link in the link tree and click that and start your shopping right away. And this is also brought to you by Audio Sports. Woo. Uh, if you want to take your game to the next level, make sure that you get the disc golf shoe created by disc golfers for disc golfers. Also, that link is in the link tree link and use the discount code disc.seeker. Save some money in your next order. Finally, without further ado, it's a great honor to have this guest tonight. I'll let him introduce himself, where he's from, and how did he even get into disc golf.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kevin Gleason, and I currently live in Salisbury, Maryland, which is Eastern Shore, about 20 minutes from the coast, 25. I got introduced to disc golf at the age of 9 or 10 at Camp Cheerio in the mountains, North Carolina. So I was it was probably one of the few camps at that time in the 80s that actually had disc golf. So, so I was fortunate enough to have Camp Cheerio growing up, and I have pictures somewhere of me standing beside the basket when I'm around the age of 10, whatever age you are when you go to camp. So, yeah. Tell you some of the sponsors I play for. I've been playing for Latitude 64 for, I think, since 2018.
Wow.
I Under Par Apparel, who does my jerseys, since 23. And Mojo Riser. Well, let's skip Mojo for a second because I was telling you about something earlier. Dr. Christie Disc Dies picked me up on their team today, and I'll show you some Dr. Christie Disc Dies in a little bit when I go through my bag. But last but not least, I've been with Mojo Riser, which is a bag riser like the one on the bed behind me in the hotel room that when you pick up, they collapse, and it's just a bag stand is all it is. And Mojo Riser has something new, so I'm going to throw a little plug in while I'm here. This is a brand new riser, and the Kickstarter will be for about May. It's $1 to buy in, and the new riser is not necessarily for just disc golf bags now. It can be for a backpack cooler. It can be for smaller disc golf bags, any of your hiking bags. It also has a knob to open up the lights, which is very loud. But the Kickstarter is in May. It's only $59 if you order early. Once they go MSRP for sale, they'll be about $99. Mojo Riser is as great as they can be to me. They send me free ones, but it just happened to be that we weren't supposed to do this till May, and you had a free opening, and this was just sent to me a couple days ago. So I'm like, you know what? I'll show it off a little bit. So yeah, that's the new riser. It's going to go in the smaller backpacks. Your cooler bags, your fishing bag. I've been testing one out before for my fishing bag. So yeah, they're moving more than just disc golf. So yeah.
That's really cool.
Mhm.
For let's say someone who's never really just getting started in disc golf, what do those actually do for you compared to not having one on your bag?
Well, we were speaking earlier, and you said even though I'm only 47, I'm not that old yet. But in all honesty, it's nice not having to bend down and get in my bag every day. It keeps it up off the ground. In the snow, if it's raining, all my stuff's off the ground. My bag's not sitting down in the water. And like I said, it keeps me from bending over. It's nice being able to, when I'm practice putting, instead of, some people have the little putter stands to practice putting. I just set that up, put 5 or 6 putters right there in the top, and putt. So
Now, does that add much weight to the bag, or you not even notice?
I don't. It's not noticeable for me, especially with the big E4. Like that bag's pretty big, anyways. I'm happy about being able to use my Core Pro again, which I'd planned on bringing my new bag and putting that on this weekend, and I left it in Maryland. I'm currently actually playing tournaments in Fredericksburg, Virginia. So today I've tied for second place after a very poor first round, and I think I went 10-12 or 10-16 the second round to jump back up and tie for second in the MP40 division. So today on Saturday it was age protected divisions, and then B tier, and then tomorrow's a B tier for MPO and FPO. So I think there's 50 in the field tomorrow. So we'll see how I do then also. But finished in second today, or tied for second, so that's not bad.
What course did you play today?
Gloriella Park. I think it's Spotsylvania, Virginia. It's either Spotsylvania or Fredericksburg. But yeah, it's a really great course. Fits my game well because I don't throw far. I throw where I aim 95% of the time. So like I don't throw about 350 to about 375 in an open field. I can hit close to 400 if I really try, but I don't have control of the disc. But when it gets to woods golf, which this course is 3/4 woods golf, when you have those par fours are 550 feet, but you got to throw it through a tight gap. I'm very good at playing woods golf. I grew up in North Carolina, so if you've ever played North Carolina golf or seen North Carolina golf, it's you play in the woods. So, you put me on the longer, wide open par fours that are 450 feet. I'm struggling to make par every time. But you put me in the woods where you got the 550 to 600 foot par fours. I excel at that. That's more of my game plan. So.
That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
So, what is the disc golf scene like in Maryland?
In Maryland, it's pretty big. I mean, I'm in a weird spot though. I'm between the bay and the ocean, so we've got some courses around us. But if somebody wanted I play a lot of C tiers. I drive a lot on a Saturday morning. Most time when I go somewhere, I'm like Virginia Beach is 2.5 hours, DC, Baltimore 2.5 hours, Philadelphia is 2.5 hours. So if I really want to go hit one of the bigger events, it's normally a 2.5 hour drive, or something like this. It's 3.5, where I'll get a hotel for the night or two. The scene in our area, we do during the off season, we do glow once a month or glow every other, like Wednesday. We do Wednesday tags whenever the time changes. I'm sorry, Wednesday doubles when time changes. Every Sunday they do tags. Me, I don't participate as much in the weekend tags because kind of a weekend warrior. So I play a lot of events on the weekends, and I have a painting company, so I work a lot during the weekdays. So, I work a lot, and then I come out and play tournaments and hope to break even and maybe make $1 if possible. So,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, did you practice more like when you were like younger compared to you do what you do now?
yeah, pretty much. I really don't even, and I don't really even hit up a disc golf course during the week anymore much. Every time I walk in my front yard, I have 4 or 5 baskets. I make it a point to putt one way or the other, wherever those putters are. So wherever my 10 putters are, I'll putt them back and forth for a little bit. So I make sure that I practice my 25, 35-foot putts. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been playing VR, virtual reality disc golf on the MetaQuest just about every night, and it's amazing. Disc Golf Valley that you play on your phone. Did you ever play
Yeah,
it? They
I've
actually
seen
have.
people play it, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the handheld on the phone, Disc Golf Valley VR. I mean, sorry, Disc Golf Valley on your phone, but the VR has been so much fun. So if you get a MetaQuest, definitely get Disc Golf Valley VR. It's a blast. So that's been my practice during the weeks, during the snowy days, is just playing VR. And it's, other than my putting on VR, it's kind of close to the same. So it's kind of weird that who knows where we'll be in 3 or 4 years. Will we just be able to practice as much as you want to on VR? Who knows? So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
So how did you get so good at being accurate? Was it just when you were younger, just kind of went to like a course that was tight-winded all the time, or did you kind of like get to doing a lot of field work to gain your accuracy?
No, I mean, back in the day, in my early 20s or whatever, I was playing the 3 rounds a day. I had the same group of guys where we all met up all day and we just played a lot. And I guess the way I got the consistency that I'm at right now is I decided, I can't play that game of your top pros that throw 450-foot hyzers. I don't have that game. So what do I need to do to play my game? So if it's a 450-foot par 3, I'm making sure I put it in the middle, and then I'm going to lay it as close to the basket, take my 3, and go to the next hole, because I know I can't do that. I don't pick and choose which courses I play either. I like playing sanctioned events, And you know, I've been to Emporia, Kansas now probably 4 times, and those courses do not suit my game, and they just burn my arm out. But I think for like a newer player, you need it's. I play a lot of shorter courses, so my upshot game stays strong. Uh, those courses that are 300 foot and less are a blast to play. And what I do is, like the Royal Box came out. What I do is I go to my local course and grab one of the discs and play the whole course with it and try to fine tune it and figure out if it's something that's going to make my bag. Um, if I got a new putter, I'm playing the entire short course with it. And, is it going to be a putter or is it going to be a upshot putter? So I really focus on my strength of play and try to just do that. I mean, I know I can't throw over 400 feet, so there's no reason for me to try. There's no reason for me to burn my arm out trying to throw 400 feet when I can throw 360 feet, 40 foot less and put it where I want to 95% of the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We got someone made a comment from Christian Wilson disc DG. They say that's the MP40 champ at the Birdie Open.
Yeah, that's my caddy. I think Christian was on your show once.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, yeah, A tier. I won the Birdie Open finally last year, which has been. I've taken third place in the A tier and MPO. I've done well. I never could get the W out there, and I finally got an MP40 last year, so that was kind of nice. It's a big one.
Nice.
My 100th PDGA win ever. I got my 100th PDGA win was at an A tier, the West Virginia Open. So.
Wow, 100 wins.
Jeez. I think I'm at. I looked. I could be wrong. Christian could probably look it up, but I'm either at like 124 or 127 wins now, PDGA wins. So, wow. I know Statmando used to have it as like in Maryland. I win over 50% of the events I show up to in Maryland. Like on Statmando, that was pretty. But for some reason, Statmando hadn't been working right in the last year. I don't know if they haven't updated it or what, but it was pretty. It was like 53% of the time I show up in Maryland, I win, which was a pretty neat stat. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. So you're talking about the Royal Box. I've seen your another person chimed in. Sarah Lawson.
Gleason.
Hi, Daddy.
Oh, that's Savvy. That's my daughter.
Oh, hey,
that's watching. My 7-year-old. She's there watching. Hey, Savvy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, the Royal Box. They don't always make my bag. Out of all the Royal Boxes over the years that I've gotten, and I'm pretty sure I've gotten them all since even Royal Box 1. The Grace is in my bag. The Rive is in my bag, and I'm not gonna lie. The only thing I throw the Rive with is a thumber to get out of trouble. I can throw it, and then the Fire, which is the new prototype. This one's actually in my bag. Now, I took it out of my bag today for the tournament. I throw the Bard. I've still got my real good control with the Bard. So I'm not ready for this to be my main upshot disc with, because it actually goes a little bit farther than my Bard. So some of my upshots I've blown past the basket. So another one, the Strive. Have you ever thrown the Strive before?
I've been looking at that because I'm starting to think maybe if I were to flex that, maybe it'd go a little bit further than my general would.
So I'm getting the Strive. Even I was playing down near, I guess, Tallahassee, Florida, down at the bottom of Georgia a couple weeks ago, and playing with Trevor Harbolt. And Trevor's like, Kevin, I've never seen you throw this far before. And I was hitting closer to 400. It just, the Strive, most of my drives are with like a Goldline Ballista Pro. So it's more of just throwing S out there. It comes in and hits the ground. And that's why, I say I get that 350 to 360. The Strive, you can really pop it up and it turns and it just keeps gliding and then falls out at the end. Now, a lot of times if there's OB on the right or left side, I don't throw it because sometimes it will get away from me and just keep going right. But I've turned a lot of people onto the Strive. I think it's one of the best discs to come out of the Latitude in a while. It is just not very well known. So
yeah, is it kind of like more overstable, or would it be kind of like more neutral in your opinion?
I mean, it's probably a speed 13 or 12. I don't. This one over here doesn't have it on there. Oh, here we go. This one does have I'm not a number person because I've been playing too long. So when it comes to videos and editing and everything, I put the numbers in. But yeah, so it's what is it? Speed 13, 5, -1, and 3. So that it just, I'm beating this one up a little bit, but you can really I can really I there was a downhill hole today that was 458 feet and I parked it. Downhill, I threw it perfect. I put it out. It just did that nice little slow turn and then just faded out straight and fell. So
Yeah. So what was the other prototype that was in the Royal box this year?
well, yeah, I think the Mighty.
Yeah, how did that one fly for you? What'd you think of it?
A little flippier than the Grace, if I remember correctly. I pulled out some out of there's the Brave, the Clear Brave. I think that came out. So the Mighty. What do we got here? We got 7.5 -1 2. And the Grace, 11.6 -1 2. So a little bit fatter. I think it's one of those discs that once I beat it up, it'll just have that nice slow Anheuser turn. I can pop it with a hyzer and it just runs straight. So I've got a couple that I beat up real good that I've been playing with. It's just it hasn't made my bag. That doesn't mean it won't. It might. And then the new clear plastic came out this year also, which just harder, see through, harder plastic. So those are clear Graces, and they are more overstable. If you're looking for a more overstable Grace, there you go. So
Okay, cool. Because I bought one of those limited run braces that look like the cotton candy blend.
yeah,
And I'm not sure what that plastic is supposed to be, if it's supposed to be close to the clear or not, but
I haven't thrown it. I've got it, the pink and blue kind of swirly. Yeah,
yeah.
I've got those. I have not even thrown them. So
Okay.
yeah,
Your caddy says you have 137 wins,
that was
and then your daughter says that she likes opening boxes with you.
yeah. She does box openings with me sometimes. So yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
So out of all the Royal boxes, which one's been your favorite so far?
I mean, I think the Grace is just the most unbelievable disc to come out in the last few years. So uh, I've got 3 Graces in my bag, beat up to different. I mean, I guess I can start
Yeah, let's
pulling.
go through your bag. Let's see what you're throwing.
I was talking about Dr. Christie disc dice. So here is an adder. The only thing I use an adder
Ooh.
for is to get out of trouble. So if you'd like to order a beautiful dyed disc from Dr. Christie Disc Die, use code Gleason10 and you get 10% off. So my last name Gleason10. Here is my mini hat stamp. So if I ever play, I always have pink sunglasses on top of my head and I don't ever put them on so me and my buddy one day were like, so there's my logo. And he was like, why don't you just do your hat and sunglasses? So we put my name on and my PDJ number. But that's Dr. Christie. That was done about a year ago. And, it's still in great condition. And then that's an adder. I don't, it's just my get out of trouble disc if I need something. Or if it's really windy, I'll drive with it. So my putters are, which I don't have any with me. I have some that say, the Keystone putter. So I use the Proto Keystones, which these are beat up. And then I'll throw that one. That's why it's got the swirls on it. But I do have some that say Kevstone and with 100X. So when I got my 100th PDJ win, Latitude did make me 100X Kevstones that I have. And I still have a few of those for sale. If somebody reaches out to me, I can dig some up. But yeah, so I put with the Keystone. One of my favorite throwing putters is the Pure. And I found over the years that I like the chameleon plastic. It really holds. I can turn it like I want and it'll go straight or I can turn it, the Keystone, when I throw it, it turns a lot more. So it's, if I need something to turn more, I'll use a Keystone. One thing, oh, there we go. There's Savvy. There's my daughter. That's the one talking right now. That is with my kangaroo hat in Australia when I was playing. Well, you might not know this. I play for the World Flying Disc Federation USA team. I'm the team captain.
Ooh, I did not
So,
know that.
so we can talk about that too in a minute.
Okay.
But one disc that I think should be in every new player's bag is a Ruby. It's a 156, and I don't throw sidearms, so I don't throw side hands, so my Ruby goes up and turns right. So,
Okay.
So, and then the Savvy is just a pure that, in all honesty, I don't really throw it much. I don't know if you can see it. It just hangs out right there, and she just kind of watches me as I play the course. So,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, I don't, I don't throw a lot of mid range. I love um, the Warship, which this is a hybrid Warship. I really like them. Conrad Pulowski actually sent that to me because I lost one of them and they're hard to find. Um, a disc I just put in my bag. Now I've had a fuse in my bag before, but this is the Moonshine fuse. This disc has been in my glow bag for 2 years, and every time I play glow golf, I'm like, why is that thing not in my main bag? And I finally decided to put it in my main bag. So, and I was talking about the Bard earlier. So I don't know if I can read. It's so beat up. 5403 for the Bard. And the Fire. Let's see. I got disc everywhere. There's the Fire. Fire is 5303. So it's pretty much is, but I feel the Fire goes farther than my Bard.
Yeah.
So yeah. So the Bard's kind of an upshot disc. No matter what the wind is or anything, I can throw it and it doesn't really go farther than 200 feet. So, it's just upshot. I've actually even putted with it before whenever it's real windy. So,
Okay.
just for those like 15 footers where you don't want, your putter to lift and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go to pull them out. Actually missing one, but okay. The Grace, which I said love. Grace 11.6 -1.2. Got a new one in the bag. And then a beat up one that I can pop this one with hyzer and just run straight. So, but probably my most favorite disc is this pile of 4 right here, and it's the Hatchet.
Okay.
Have you ever thrown the Hatchet?
No.
Okay. Have you ever thrown a Road Runner by Innova?
Nope.
Okay. So the Hatchet, let's see what it says. We're going to read some numbers tonight. 9.6 -2.1. So when I'm throwing these, and these two fly the same, I playing woods golf, when you don't have much of a fairway, you can throw it with a hyzer and it just pops up and just runs straight. Or I can hit it with an ante and it just does that slow turn. That's how these two fly. This one I hit with a lot of hyzer and it just flips up and slowly just keeps turning right and just running right. So when you're playing in the woods, and I've done videos on this a few times. When you're playing these par 4s that are like 450, 550 feet, it's not about seeing how far you can throw in the woods. It's about getting in the middle and pushing it. All you need to do is throw it down the fairway 250 feet, 300 feet. So Hatchet's a great disc because you can throw it with hyzer on the left side and it'll just flip up and run straight. And even if it turns over too much and goes off to the right or something, you've already, gone down the fairway 250, 300 feet, 250 feet. So, it puts you in a great position. And then the last Hatchet in my bag is a finish stamp hatchet. It is very dirty and very old. And it is literally the only disc in my bag that if I lost it, I would switch my flight and go back the next day and look for it because it's just does things that no other one does. I can get down stretched out on a knee and throw a hyzer and it'll flip up and roll. Hatchets are good for rollers also because they don't hold the straight line roller. They hit, bounce a couple times, and then start turning off for a right-handed thrower. So, yeah. So Hatchet's one of my favorite discs. Anytime you're playing woods golf, you need a Grace and a Hatchet in your bag and a good throwing putter. So, yeah. And then my main driver is a Ballista Pro, Goldline Ballista Pro. So there's a Rive. I just use it for thumbers. It's been in my bag since the Rive came out. It's the prototype. I think I'll probably get this out of my Royal box four or so years ago. Here's another Dr. Christie disc die that I've been throwing almost every day for a year, and a little bit faded, but still great. And then I have another Goldline Ballista Pro, and I like the ones that have the pop top heartbeat to them because you can really push on them to the right as a right-handed player, and it's going to come back. And it might for me only go 350, 360, but it'll be like I said where I want it most of the time. So very controllable disc that if I just want to stay safe, I want to put it like point and shoot, Gold Line Blister Pro, and a
That's
mini.
really cool. That's really cool. That's a good bag, actually. I like that. See a
Yeah.
lot of people starting to throw the warship now, which is pretty cool.
The warship's great. Any of the plastic warship, the VIP plastic, it's great. Uh, I like the hybrid. I like the stickiness of it, even in the summertime. It's got a little bit better grip to it. So, if anybody sees this and has any hybrid warships for sale, please reach out to me so I can buy them from you.
Yeah. Have you tried the new retooled EMAC Truth yet?
Probably, but I'm not sure. There's so many discs between the three brands that I can throw with the Dynamic, West Side, and Latitude that it's hard for me to really put other disc in my bag. I've thrown the Truth, I've thrown the EMAC Truth, and it just never, the Trust that came out in one of the Royal boxes, it made my bag for a while.
Yeah.
But Truth never did. So, and I can't, it's been so long since I've thrown one, I don't even really remember.
Yeah. So what actually drew you to like the trilogy family, and then more specifically the Latitude 64 team?
What do you mean? What do I do? Or
Like
where I'm.
what drew you to them?
Okay. So, just a little backstory. Until this past year, I ran leagues in my area on Tuesdays for like 10, 11 years. I used to use Gateway as payout. And it was funny. I was talking to a guy about this today, and I started noticing, and I got on their tier one pricing. My wife and I spent over $1,000, got on tier one pricing with Gateway. I was using that for payout. And I started seeing them sell stuff on Facebook for less than I was getting it for. So I wanted to find a different company. And then I knew Zach Melton very well from Dynamic. And so I switched over and started doing all my events and all my C tiers using Dynamic Disc, and kind of went from there. And for anybody that ever wants to get sponsored, I got denied twice, you know? So, and some rules I have for wanting to get sponsored by a company, whatever company you want to, Latitude Dynamic, that's the company that I wanted to be on, and I was fortunate enough to be on it, and I'm grateful to still be on it. But if you want to get sponsored, you don't have to be the best player in the world. You don't have to be the most consistent player in the world. Run events in your area. Run events in your area and use Dynamic Disc. Order all your product through them. Get them to know you. You know, show them how much. I showed them how much I love the company. I showed them how much I think we're the greatest company around. Like I love the plastic. I love all the molds, and get them to know you, and it'll help with the sponsorship later in life. And what happened with me was, I was told he's passed now, but Chris Roberts came up to me and told me, excuse me, that Innova was going to offer me a spot on their ambassador team. And I texted Zach Melton and told him, and he asked if I'd signed the contract yet. And I said no. And he was like, give me 5 minutes. And Taco, who was a team manager of all three brands at that time, reached out to me and offered me a spot on the team, on the ambassador team. And then it was one of the happiest days of my life. It really was. I put a lot of time into this game, and it was cool having people see what I was doing. And then, God, not many people know this either, but then like during the COVID time, I was actually the team captain for Latitude 64 for about 2.5 years. It was more of a liaison, middle person to talking. There was so much going on. We didn't have a team manager at the time, so we were kind of in limbo of having a manager, and I was kind of a fill-in spot for a while. I knew it wasn't something that was going to last forever because I don't tour. I'm not there all the time, but it was for like the ambassadors and the people on my team, just to have somebody to talk to, and then I would talk to Johannes and the other people in Sweden, and check on things and do stuff. And it was it was a great position. It was another thing I loved, but it didn't really work out, you know. Um, but yeah, and then but it didn't work out. But then they bumped me up on the team, which was really cool. So as of right now, I'm pretty much, I can't go any higher on Latitude 64. I'm up as high as I can as a weekend warrior, player, so it's kind of a master side of the team, so which is cool, and I'm happy to stay there as long as I can. So
That's really cool. Yeah, I've applied twice. I've gotten denied twice. So I'm just kind of kicking it on team trilogy. So
there you go. I
yeah,
was on Team Trilogy for a little bit also.
yeah. So it's kind of a quiet team now. Like
Mhm.
I've been told, like back in the day, it was pretty like popular team, and like the Facebook group was pretty popular, and it's all pretty quiet now. So
Yeah,
I'm working on bringing it back.
good. Yeah, it was a great time. It was the Team Trilogy was a lot of fun. I never got really into it. I tried to, and it's just there was so much more going on that but yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of, you said something about like touring, and it made me think of this. How much coverage do you watch of like the
Uh,
pro tour and everything?
Pro Tour, anytime it's live, I try to turn it on. I watched it tonight for a little bit during lunch today. During lunch during the tournament, I turned it on for a little bit. Disc golf content, I watch like Gatekeeper Media a lot.
Mhm.
Um, you know, Derek and Chris are my boys. I've watched them start it since day one. So I've done commentary in some of their videos. I've done commentary with them with the Tim Zielinski Masters. I did commentary for that in North Carolina. So um, yeah, but disc golf content, probably TikTok, little short videos. I don't listen to many podcasts like this, to be honest, and when we had talked and reached out, I made it a point not to watch any of your videos because I didn't want to know what to look forward to. I'm more of a person that just wants to yap, ramble,
Yeah,
and so
just go with the flow.
yeah, just see where it goes, instead of knowing where it's going. So
Yeah, yeah. Every episode's different. It just depends on
mhm.
what the guest wants to talk about.
Yeah, that's the way it
Yeah,
should be.
yeah. I hate the podcast like when I listen to it, and it's like so structured that it's
Hmm.
like, okay, so answer this question, so be that response and this and that. It's like, oh. So do you watch any like foundation stuff?
I
Like
don't.
the imposter series?
Mm-mm. I
No.
mean, I've seen it flick, it's came on, but no, not really. No,
Okay.
I think I'm too old. I don't watch that stuff really. I,
You're not
I,
that old.
I, I post a lot of disc golf content. I post probably a disc golf video every day. So, mostly on TikTok. Kevin Gleason on TikTok. I have, Facebook, Kevin Allen Gleason. I have the blue check mark on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I have YouTube. I post mostly unboxing videos on YouTube and some bigger stuff. Uh, TikTok's my main thing. I think I'm a little over 18,000 followers on TikTok. So, and like we were talking about earlier, if you haven't seen my videos, it's usually me holding my phone in my hand and trying to throw aces. So, and zooming in at the same time.
Yeah, it's the most impressive thing you'll ever see because I've tried filming myself, and that's with like a tripod and everything, and I still lose the disc. I've
Mhm.
no idea how you do it with one
It's
hand.
it's just it took a while to figure out, but now it's like even like last year, my final event of last year, I filmed my last drive and I filmed my last putt and got the birdie on the final hole for 2025. So uh, it's just every now and then, if I'm playing a little alternate sanction event, I just put my phone in my hand and just throw a hole like that. Uh, you know, um, I play a lot of sanctioned events and I enjoy playing sanctioned events. So one of the things I like to say is, like my daughter's on here watching. I got my daughter, the disc of her in the bag. I'm away from my family. There's no reason for me to be pissed off the whole time. I'm out here to have fun. So I just try to remember that playing all the time is just, have fun. I'm out here to have fun, out here to see people that I don't get to see a lot of times. So, you know.
Yeah. So does your daughter play and come out with you at times to play rounds, or?
She's well, okay. So I have a 3-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 22-year-old.
Oh,
The,
okay.
the 22 has actually been to Junior Worlds, and we used to play a lot. Her mother's somebody else, not my wife, and it was kind of nice for a while. She lived in Georgia. During our visitation, on our monthly visitation, I would pick her up on Friday. We'd find a C tier somewhere around Georgia, North Carolina, play C tier on Saturday, and then I'd take her back on Sunday. And we did that for years. My 7-year-old, she throws a little bit, but she's still not there to where she's really ready to play. But and I don't force anything on them either. If they don't want to play, they don't have to play. So
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter will occasionally come down in the basement and putt a couple times with me, and then she'll be like, "All right, I'm done." I'm like, "Okay."
yeah, yeah, like her and my 3-year-old go out in the front yard and throw at the baskets. I got a little mini basket out there also. So you know.
That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
So, what is the top 5 tournaments you're looking forward to this year?
Mm. I only have one that I'm really looking forward to, but I'm registered for Tim Zielinski in Florida, and I'm most likely going. I'm registered. I'm working on rooms, but the one I'm most excited for is with the World Flying Disc Federation this September, going to Lithuania. So um, this year we're taking 2 teams. We're taking a pro. It's the first year that they've offered a pro side and a master side. So I'll be team captain for the master side, and we'll have 12 going on each team as long as we get enough players. I don't know. I know a few people that are on the team. I also know a few people that made the team and had to drop out because it's one of those events that you have to pay for yourself to get over there. The PDGA helps us. The PDGA helps us out with jerseys and entry fees, but you still have to book a flight to Lithuania. Um, but Chris Vila, he's Team West Side's captain. I don't know if you ever had him on here, but you might want to get him one day. We've been 3 times together. We went to our first trip was to Croatia, which I never would have gone to Croatia if it hadn't been for disc golf. It's like it wasn't even in my thought to go to Croatia. And it was beautiful and amazing, and it was just one of those trips that just man, it was like I can't believe I'm in Croatia playing disc golf, but I was. And then not this past November, but the November before. The WIFDIF tournaments are every 2 years, but November in Australia is almost summertime, so like December is summer. So we actually were in Australia for 3 weeks with WIFDIF year and like what 15 months ago or so. And Australia, we took my wife and I went, and Savannah went, and was a blast. So so far disc golf's taken me to Australia and Croatia and hopefully Lithuania as long as everything works out, which it should, hopefully.
That's really cool.
It is.
So, like, is it like USA team like
It
all
is.
together playing doubles or singles, or how's that all work?
Okay. So the way it works is you have, I'll just say how it worked in the past. You would have, I think it's 6 players each time. You would have 2 doubles teams and 2 singles teams each match. So the way it works, you have MPO 1, MPO 2, FPO 1, FPO 2, and then 1 Masters player or 2 Masters players. Sorry. So maybe your first round might be MPO 1 and FPO 2 are playing doubles. And then maybe your Masters players playing by himself that round or something of the line. But every round there's 2 doubles rounds and 2 singles. And it's just match play. So you just try to win your holes. And it's Croatia. We went out there and had no subs. And I've got some videos posted on YouTube talking about it. But when we went to Croatia, we had to put a team together at the end. It's not sad's not the word for it. It's just it stinks that USA we can't put together a better team because it is pricey to do these things, and disc golf doesn't pay a lot, and it's understandable. But Croatia, we went out there with no substitutes, played every round every day, and I think we finished in 7th or 8th. And then in Australia, we had we had subs. I was captain in Australia and rotated people great. And I can't remember which way it was, but the way it works is if you tie, you have your 2 doubles teams and your 2 singles teams, and one of them's worth more points than the other. So like their two doubles teams won and our two singles teams won. But since even though we tied 2-2, they won because the doubles. So we got knocked out of we finished in seventh, but we got knocked out of like at least playing for a medal round. We made it in the top four. So this time coming around, we'll have a better chance. I think our master side's going to be pretty strong this year. So
Nice.
um,
Are we talking gold medal coming back with it?
I hope so because Estonia wins too many of them. Estonia wins every year. They're so good because
Dang.
Estonia takes their second string team. Like well, I mean, in Australia, Albert Tam was there. Albert was there. I mean, they just had a strong team.
Wow.
Katie Tati, is that her name? She was there. Like they
Yep.
they just had a strong team. So um, yeah. So Lithuania, we'll see how we do in September. Um,
Yeah. So, do you think disc golf is growing at a decent rate in the USA, or do you think it's declining, kind of like falling behind where we should be?
um, I don't personally know where we should be, or I know that COVID boomed like crazy and it's tapered down now, and I think it tapered down really hard. You know, but I see new people at the disc golf course every time I go. So during COVID times, you'd see people everywhere because it was all you could do really. But um, we get new players at doubles every time. If I show up for doubles or something, there's people there that I don't even recognize in my own town. So I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. Um, I know I enjoy it, and I try to I actually I help out the Wacomico Parks and Rec. We do a kids program every year, so
That's cool.
that's one of my favorite times of the year, actually.
So, when you run into like a new player and they ask you for like advice, like what disc should I get? What's one of the top discs that you just tell them go out and get this disc and you'll thank me for it?
The hatchet.
The hatchet.
It's just like that beat up one that I got, or the two beat up ones. It's whenever I'm giving a lesson, that's the first thing I let somebody throw. And
Okay.
then I show them like I'll have a new one. I'm like, now try the new one. Like, oh, okay, because everybody throws with that kind of you say rainbow. Everybody throws the hyzer when they first start throwing. It's just up and down and up and down. So the hatchet I always say is like it's the perfect disc for the way you're not supposed to throw. You know,
Yeah.
because you're just throwing up and down, and it just flips up and runs straight.
Yeah.
So it's a great disc to learn on.
As we're wrapping this up, you got any questions for me?
What got you into doing a podcast?
Um, I was watching one of the Pro Tour events and they were interviewing the winner, and I started thinking about like, man, it's only the winners, like the guys that are like constantly winning that get the
Mhm.
interviews. Like, there's never like a chance for anybody else to really talk about their story. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start a podcast where basically anybody can be on here and just share their stories. You don't have to be like a champion. You don't have to win a lot of tournaments. You just gotta be like have a passion for disc golf and be willing to share your story. I was like, that's all I want is people to be on here sharing their stories, giving them a chance.
I love it. That's a great answer. I love it. So, thank you for the invite.
Yeah.
Glad I was able to do this. And, I'll shout out Latitude 64, Under Par Apparel, Mojo Riser, and Dr. Christy Distas. So, and Josh, thank you for the invite.
Hey, thanks for coming on tonight.